What's up, everyone? This is Kenny here from Property Stories. So today we're going to talk about refinancing. I think this is one of my most requested topic for this channel, and a few people actually has come to me and asked me to do a video on this. So this is what we're going to do today. Okay, I'm going to share you topic of refinancing from A to Z. So this is the tables of content. We're going to go through what is refinancing first, terms and condition, documents required, things to do before refinancing, and 10 years test, what is it, calculating eligibility, and some FAQs that I have over the years. So the first one, what is refinancing? Here's the definition. To finance something again. The keyword here, finance something again. That means you're already financing and then again, for better terms. Examples, usual example is to interest saving or cash out. But usually, when I deal with refinancing, right, I usually deal with cash out lah. For interest saving, not really. Loan with new bank, from bank A to bank B. If it's the same bank we call it a top up. But usually customers will come and ask us, what you want to top up? We want to top up. So we know what they want, but the correct term should be top up loan. Okay, your loan may example 200,000 now, but the property value already increased, right? So you want to add more loan on top of it without changing bank. The key here is without changing bank. You want to add another 300,000, so that is what we call top up loan. Okay, next. So terms and condition, the document required is nearly the same, so you just add a few more, which is actually this one is the property related document. For self-employed, for employee, both of it, the documents are the same. Okay, the income document is always the same. No cash out, it proceeds as normal. If cash out, there's 10 years stress test on cash out portion. This one, a lot of people get confused. Let me show you what's the difference. Later, I'm going to show you the examples, what it means by cash out and what it means by no cash out. Okay. And the next one is property must be completed. Meaning what? Meaning you already got the keys. Okay. If it's under construction, it cannot be refinanced. Next. So these are the documents required. Okay. You can screenshot this slide here. Income documents. The standard IC, 3 months pay slip, 6 months variable, 3 months bank statement, 6 months variable, and EPF statement for salaried. For self-employed, IC, SSM, 6 months company bank statement. Latest 2 years borang B or borang BE with the proof of payment. Meaning the borang BE, you got 7 pages, I think. Then there's one acknowledgement, right? And then in the acknowledgement, if you see there is a baki cukai kena dibayar. That means net payable tax after you minus everything. Please, we need the receipt for that. If it's no receipt, it's not valid. Okay, it's not valid. The bank needs the receipt for that. The bank needs the receipt, or example, let's just say you misplaced the receipt, proof of payment. Okay, proof of payment you need. And usually income tax, right, bank will see 2 years. So prepare 2 years income tax. Okay, some banks will ask for 3 years, but most of the time it's 2 years. Next. Property related documents. So this is what you need to prepare. A copy of SMP, 11 pages, copy of strata title or individual title. You got this, you don't need the SMP. But the strata title and individual title usually is about a few pages. Give everything. Okay. Screenshot of latest loan account balance of the property. Go to your online banking, screenshot the latest loan balance. Details. You need the full address of the property and pictures. Full address here means must have unit number. Don't give like, condo A. Then the general address. You need unit number. Okay, unit number. If you want to refinance, you need the unit number. If you bought from developer, you for us the copy of offer letter also no point, because in developer, when buy from developer, is parcel number, it's not unit number. Where you can get your unit number, you can give for your assessment. Assessment will always have the unit number and all the full address. That's the correct one. And then one more thing, if you buy a strata property, look at your maintenance fee. On top there will have your unit number and the full address of your property. Okay. So what are you need to do before refinancing? First, you must decide why. Because the banker will definitely ask you. Okay. If you want to cash out or you want to reduce your commitment, free of quota, divorce, yes. A lot of people don't know this. But before your divorce, right, if the things go bad, If can, you just refinance first and then divorce. I will explain why later in the video lah. Okay? What's the minimum cash out, if any, you're willing to accept? This one, a lot of time when I deal with clients, right, the client just say, oh, we want to try it. How much? We don't know. This type of clients, usually I end up not closing. I'll do all the work, do all the check the value, and then end up not closing. So I will always ask the client, you need to decide first how much minimum. Because if you don't decide how much minimum, I don't want to do your case. It's a waste of my time. Okay? If you cannot decide, it's a waste of my time. If you decide, let's just say I say you can cash out 200,000, but suddenly the bank come out only can give 150,000. Do you still want it? So what's your minimum? If you say 150,000 is your minimum, then okay. After that, we can sign off letter. If you say I die need 200,000 because my other commitments other reasons, whatever reason you want to give, I die need 200,000. So 150,000 come out, I don't want. Then don't apply. Okay? You so inflexible like this when it comes to refinancing, please don't apply. I don't want to deal with you, and I don't want to deal with your case. Okay? Because all this groundwork all is take out of my time. I know, and you're all not going to bother about my time or even your banker's time. So I'm telling you what your bankers don't tell you. Okay? Don't waste people's time. Decide upfront and be firm about it. If you cannot decide, don't proceed. Okay? Need to buy MRTA. If yes, decide how much to cover, or else expect minimum. Don't say, I want the maximum cash out and I want the minimum MRTA. I want to waive MRTA, all this. Usually, when it comes to this kind of case, I usually will say you can find other banks first. I'm not interested in doing your case. So even more now that I actually do a consultancy, right, my time is worth much more than money. I don't want to deal with customers that is indecisive. So before you come to me, you please get your decision together, because I cannot help you to make a decision. Okay? Only you can do it. I can only guide you and do the case for you. That my job, right, is not to make this decision for you. My job is to work with you on your decision, advise you on your decision. That is my job as a consultant. Okay? So prepare your documents. This one is another thing. When you get the list of documents already, please don't make the banker chase you. You really want you prepare everything upfront. Chase for months on an end. I tell you, this one is really a waste of time. And the next one is once you are done, right, you can engage a banker or mortgage broker. Broker like myself. You can engage a broker like myself, or you can just go direct to the bank. Any banker you know, you can just ask. Most of the time, for refinancing cases, I highly suggest you go through a broker. You don't go through one bank by one bank. Bankers usually, they don't do much of refinancing cases. Next up, before refinance, again, is it a completed property? Completed here meaning you got keys there. Completed. How long has it been completed? Okay, I get these cases a lot where currently now, right, when they just got key, they want to refinance. No. When you just got key, right, most likely your property value drop further different from your S&P. As to why it dropped, right, you can understand when you buy a time, you got 10% rebate 20% discount whatever freebies This one, man, that's why when they come to the market, right, your property, the value will drop. So what I will highly recommend is that properties that maybe 5 years and above, that is very conservative 5 years and above. 5 years ago, I think 2018 like that, I'm not sure if there's any property that is already appreciated, but you can try if it's 5 years and above. At least got some equity there. Okay? If you are not interested in the equity part, you just want to settle a divorce, that's possible, one. And also you just want to free up your quota, then yes, you don't have to bother. You just make sure that the loan amount can cover the new valuation. That's it. Okay? That is a different story. That you have to learn that it's not possible to have any cash in hand. There are cases like that, okay? Make sure you're not in AKPK. Please, if you're in AKPK, there's no loan that can be approved. So please upfront, make sure all this not there. So no bad secrets or CITOS record. If you know your credit card didn't pay like what 3-4 months like that, that one no need hope lah. That one no refinancing hope already. Okay? You make sure your secrets and CITOS record is good lah. Register for e-secrets. I highly recommend this. You can check out my video. I did a video on how to register e-secrets. This is all free. Though before you actually apply, you can print out or just download. And when you want to apply, you send to the banker. Ask the banker to evaluate for you, or ask the broker to evaluate for you. Okay? Buy a CITOS report. This one from the app. You get a free CITOS report from the app, CITOS app. If you want to plus with secrets, I think it's 16 ringgit if I'm not mistaken. I so long never buy it. I use only e-secrets and the CITOS report here. Okay? So there's two apps. Next one. Okay, this is a part a bit funny. A lot of people misunderstand this part. 10-year stress test. Example, assume valuation is about 600,000. Okay, max loan is, let's just say 500,000. Outstanding balance now is 200,000, and cash out is 300,000. So if no loan, how any alternative? Is it applicable to debt console? This one is applicable as long as there's cash out. If no loan, then this 10-year stress test is not applicable. Any alternative to escape this? You don't cash out. You can escape. That's all. So let's look at this graph together. This graph, remember the valuation here is 600,000. So the loan here is 500,000, right? This one is outstanding balance. Just now the first one, 200,000. So how much this person cash out? 500,000 minus 200,000 is 300,000, correct? So 300,000. This is how the stress test is conducted. So the cash out portion calculation is based on personal loan terms. Okay, personal loan terms. So if personal loan, right, usually the interest rate much higher than housing loan. Okay, usually the rate is about 7%. So let's just talk about the rate. Example, let's just say it's about 7%. The tenure is 10 years. Okay, max tenure for personal loan 7% per annum. So that 300,000, remember just now the 300,000. So based on example, that 300,000, if you insert into a calculator, installment is 3484 You just insert into any loan calculator. I use a mortgage calculator for this because I just want the installment. I don't need to see the other things. Okay. So the outstanding balance calculation is based on housing loan. This one is based on housing loan. So housing loan, I guess, assume the interest rate is 4%, 10 years, 35 years. Assume the customer eligible. Assume the customer eligible for 35 years. If not, of course, lesser. So based on example, outstanding amount is 200,000. Installment is AA6 per month. Is from calculator again. Then customer profile, I just give you an example. Customer profile, current money commitment is secrets. House number 1 is 1,000 per month they're paying currently to be refinanced. Car 500. Car number 2 is 600. So combined cars is 500. So 5% of 10,000, assuming you use 10,000. And the net income of this customer is 8,000 per month. Okay. The debt service ratio, house total money commitment. You need to count DSR, right? So is the house to be refinanced 1,000, right? Is to be excluded. Is to be excluded and replaced with the new commitment as per above. Meaning this part here, when we want to calculate GSR, we take it out. Okay, so that's why you need to put right proof that this is actually the house that you want to refinance. Okay. So how do we prove that is the house that you want to refinance? Remember at the earlier part, I said that you need to screenshot your loan account. Okay, your loan account is the balance. The balance is the one that will tally with secrets. So that's why we know that is the property that you want to refinance. In case you have a few properties, okay? But a lot of people ask me, Kenny, even if I have one property to be refinanced, do I still need to provide this housing loan balance? Some banks no, some banks yes. But I will highly recommend you provide, because this is a guideline for the banks, okay? They need to prove. They need proof. They can't just assume that housing loan, even though it's one inside, it's belong to you. So don't ask me why they do this. just follow the recommended instruction. Okay. Commitment for property is excluded as I mentioned just now. So it comes next. So new housing loan commitment. Remember the earliest installment 3484, then the next one 886. This is the one where the cash out portion, right? Then this one is 886 is the balance. So the whole housing loan commitment, you just now remember you see 1,000 suddenly become 4,300. So other commitments, the balance are 500 for car, 500, 600 for car, second car, and 500 is for credit card, right? And then the whole total is 1,600. So the new commitment is this 1,600 plus 4,370 is 5,970. Remember the net income the customer is this. I'm assuming his net income is this okay? Minus everything, next this. Remember debt service ratio calculation, the formula is this total commitment over net income times 100%. So 5,970 over 8,000 times 100% is 75%. So 75% can pass on. So if all falls under the bank's guideline, let's just say 75% is acceptable, then the bank will issue the maximum tenure of 35 years. Okay? If let's just say it's not acceptable, the DSR too high, that's where the banker will ask you, sir, miss, can you reduce the commitment? When we reduce the loan amount, is it okay with you? That's what they will ask you. Okay? If it's passed, you will get the maximum tenure. That's what it means. So if happen that you cannot pass, this is what you can do. You can reduce cash out amount. Okay? Proceed without cash out. Yes, it is an option. Proceed without cash out, especially like I mentioned earlier. You just want to reduce you want to remove the quota. You want to get back your 90% quota. Okay? You can sell instead of refinance. Okay? Sell instead of refinance. Find other banks. Maybe some banks, their DSR will be higher, so you can find other banks. Abort the refinancing process. If it doesn't get what you want, please do not hesitate to abort. It doesn't mean you have to go through, okay? So let's look at the house that is fully paid. So now I want to remortgage it, refinance it again to the bank. And the bank also will give me another 500,000. Imagine this whole thing now is cash out amount. Okay? So it's the same thing. We use the cash out is personal loan. So it's a 7% per annum. 10 years maximum. And based on example, 500,000 will become 5,806 again from calculator. And then current commitment 1,000, 500, 600, 500. Okay, this is the previous example, same previous example again. The net income is again 8,000. So again, this one is to be excluded. Excluded. You replace it with 5,806. 5,806 then plus all these commitments, current commitment. New commitment, 1,600, the current one, plus the new one, the refinance calculated 5,806 is 7,406 over net income 8,000. Okay? You look at this also, you know cannot pass it, no need to count. So, but let's just count the DSR for the sake of education. Okay? Total commitment over net income times 100%. Then this one times 100%, 7,406 over 8,000 times 100%. 93% is less likely you will pass. More than 80% usually very hard to pass. Even high income earners also some banks give up to 90%. Beyond that, DSR, right, we have to talk about high net worth. So this one cannot pass. So again, look at the bank guideline. 93% cannot pass, right? Same thing. You just reduce the cash out amount, proceed without cash out. Okay. You sell instead of refinance. You find other banks or about the refinancing process. Find other banks. For this case, frankly speaking, more than 90, I don't think any other banks can approve. So this is the frequently asked question. Let's go to frequently asked question. So we have come to the Q&A session. These are the questions that I can think of, and these are the questions, some of the questions I get quite common. So I'm going to share this with you, and I'm also going to share with you the answers. So the first question sounds like this. Refinance can get up to 90% or not? Yes, can. Some banks are actually offering up to 90%. But most of the time, this is reserved for the very, very strong customers. Okay? Very hard to say very strong. It's very subjective, So when you hear the banker say up to 90%, you must always remember up to 90%. Most of the time you get 80. Hence, it's very important at the first part I mentioned to decide what is the minimum you can accept. Okay, what is the minimum you can accept, and to proceed with the case. That is very, very important. Second question usually sounds like this: if refinance not successful, any other ways to free my 90% quota? This one, mostly investors will ask this question. They want to free their 90% quota, or maybe they want to buy the dream home, the third home usually is a dream home. So they ask how to free the 90% quota. Actually, you have a few options. Number one, you refinance without cash out. Okay, let's just say you have two houses. The second house, you just refinance to your husband or wife or spouse, right, without cash out. You refinance without cash out, is high chances to succeed. Number two, you can always sell to an insurance company, remove it for your sick risk. I don't need to tell you which company. There's only one company in the market. Sell to spouse and family. Sell. The keyword here is sell, not refinance. Sell. Refinance and sell is two different things, okay? Sell to spouse and family. You can sell also at higher value, when you sell to your spouse or family members at a higher value, then you get the cash out. At least you get it for down payment. Then the last one is that you can sell to a company, and the company must be a Semayang Berhad, so that it's an investment, must be an investment holding company. If you are an employee, if you are self-employed, and you have your own company, okay, it's a Semayang Berhad, it's an operating company, consider it, you can actually sell or refinance to the company, okay, if you are self-employed. But if you are employee, you just can sell to your holding company, investment holding company, or refinance to the investment holding company. Okay, basically just taking your loan under your name, go to the company, that's it. Okay, so these are the options that you can take. Next one is, can you finance legal fees and valuation fees? Yes, you can. Okay, it's just like buying a house. First and second property, first and second housing loan, you are allowed to finance your legal fee up to 5% of the property value. Okay, finance legal fee and of course MRTA . And the third one, of course, you have to pay. The next question I get is, when I suggest sell, like, what is the cost? Then people ask me, hey, what's the cost of selling? It's the same as buying. Okay? So whatever cost that S&P costs, loan agreement costs, is the same as buying. So you want to know how much it costs to sell. For the vendor, usually you pay zero . For the person that buy, you have to pay . But if you are doing it and selling it to your spouse, of course, you both have to agree . And I'm sure you have to pay on that part for that. And of course, you need to make sure your spouse loan can pass . Next one is very common. When I mentioned the 10-year stress test, the DSR cannot pass, right? People ask me, what is that? And is there any way to avoid? So the next question is, any way to avoid a 10-year stress test? Yes, there's only one way: don't cash out. Okay? Don't cash out, you will avoid it. As long as you got cash out, you cannot avoid this. And then the second way, like I mentioned just now, sell. If you sell, you avoid this. Only cash out, refinance, cash out portion only. You will encounter this 10-year stress test. The next one is debt consolidation, also subject to this 10-year stress test. Yes, as long as you cash out. The key here, the word is cash out. As long as you cash out, we will implement the 10-year stress test on your application. Okay? If you don't cash out, no. Usually, debt consolidation is you don't cash out, because you have to submit all the loan accounts or credit card numbers or anything that you want to consolidate. You have to submit to the bank. And once the application is approved, this cash out portion will immediately go to settle all the debts. So you don't cash out anything. Yes, that part there we don't count because you got no cash out. But if you have cash out, that portion there got cash out, then yes, you must be counted. Next one is why the lower margin compared to purchase? Purchase, you give me 90%, but when I refinance, you give me 80%. Because the bank wants to have more buffer, higher risk, so they want more buffer, so that's why they give you 80%. Usually it's always 80%. Besides that, your property price has also appreciated, so that's why they want a margin there. That's why when it comes to purchase, right, they give you higher. Another popular question when it comes to refinancing is, how soon can I get the money? This one very common. I think it's about 3 months before you can get the money. It's about there. Because you need to from discharge or charge for one bank and then go to charge to another bank. There's no land office involved here. It's only the banks, between banks. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 3 months. If you can't wait, sometimes you can go for something that is a bit more guaranteed. There is this bank actually out there who guarantees that they will disperse within 45 days maximum. Even though the property haven't charged to the bank, they will disburse the money already. Okay, this bank, they can do this, and they will charge you a quite high interest rate lah. Of course, if you do this and if you're desperate, they will charge you quite high interest rate. From what I heard, it can go up to 7% per annum. Yes, it's still 7% per annum, and it's based on daily rest, not personal loan interest. So if you're desperate enough, you can choose for this bank. Okay, 45 days guaranteed disburse. Just now, previously at the start of the video, I want to explain why I suggest that if you want a divorce, do refinance first, then you divorce. Correct? So a lot of people actually don't know this, that you can actually save a lot from stamp duty by using the love and affection way to you and your spouse. Let's just say you already talked to your spouse already, then you want divorce. Okay, the house you want to give to your spouse, you can use the transfer via love and affection, so you don't have to pay the stamp duty. But once you are divorced, ex-wife, and the divorce is finalized and agreed in court, the person no longer have a relationship, and you cannot use the love and affection way. So before you divorce, if you have already sit down and talk, and things are still okay, you both have agreed on the division on how to divide the property, if any, you can use love and affection, transfer to your wife or transfer to your ex-husband, transfer to your husband, and then only divorce. Okay, that is how it can be done, and you can save a lot of money instead of selling later, selling to the other party to take over the loan. So that's all the questions I have. If you have any more questions, I welcome you to leave it on the comments down below so that I can take it and answer in video. Everybody can learn together. Okay? And besides, it also help with the YouTube algorithm. If you have not subscribed to the channel, do hit the subscribe button down below. And if you want our services, the paid services, one-on-one consultation, I do offer one-on-one consultation, link down below. And the range of our services is also available. You can just fill in the form down below, and I'll be in touch as soon as possible. Okay? I hope this video has been helpful. If it's been helpful, I appreciate that you share your friends, especially those who are stuck. Especially, I think property investors, most of the time, they will want to know how to can cash out to have more money for the next purchase. You can share with them this video. And if you are interested to get your refinancing done, you can talk to me. Okay? This is Kenny here from Property Stories, and I'll see you again next video. Bye-bye.